One of the frequent problems that come up regarding rigging is symmetry, and symmetry not working on your armature. Um, or, I mean, you could have both problems. You could have symmetry not working when you're building the rig. You can also have weight painting issues, getting weight painting to symmetrize across your character. So you're weight painting the left arm, and you're trying to turn on X symmetry, and you want it to paint to the right arm. And it's a pretty frequent question that comes up. So both of these rigs look identical at first glance, but they're not. And Blender expects you to want to symmetrize across the x-axis, which is the red line here in the scene, in the world viewport, which you can see from the world axes here in between the two armatures, and you can also see it up in the top right of the viewport. But, and here's a little caveat, the world axes that I've just described, shown there, are not as important as the armature axes. And that's where a lot of people run into this problem, because they don't realise this, or they're not. So I'm going to show you what the problem is. So again, at first glance, these appear identical, but the problem is, on the good rig, we're building our rig, and we want to have I've made this tester bone, and we want to symmetrize this, so we press W, and brings up this special armature menu, symmetrize, and it goes across to the left hand side, which is what you expect. But on this rig, when you do it and you symmetrize, oh no, it's done that. It's not gone across to the left hand side, which is the issue. But again, they appear identical. The problem is that this rig has been rotated. Now I've done this on purpose to show the problem, but it could be that you have been building the rig and then you have rotated the rig. You've been building the rig in the wrong direction, so you've been modelling your character like this, then you've rotated the rig, then you end up with a rig with the Z coordinate like that, and it will represent itself with this problem. And this will affect other things like the weight painting. The solution is actually really easy. You just hit Control A and R, or click rotation, and that will clear out, it will, as it says, it will apply the rotation that you have done to this. And if I undo this, we can also visualize this by, I mean, an easy way to quickly visualize this without having to go in here into the object properties, viewport display, and turning on axes, so you can see X is there, Y is there, and that does not match the world. But the quicker way to do this is you grab the armature with G, and then you tap X, and you tap it twice. If you look in the top left, we are now moving it on the global X-axis, which is the scene or the world axis. Either you can call it either one, but we want to know about the armature object itself. We want to know about its axes, so you just hit X again, and that tells us. It would be better if I didn't have the 3D cursor there, but you see this red line will change now, and it's telling me in the top left along local X, and we can see that there is the lighter coloured line there is showing the direction of the object's x-axis, and it doesn't match the scene's x-axis. So again, to fix it, you just hit Control A, which brings up the apply menu, and then you hit R, and that will it will apply the rotation. This is different than hitting Alt R, which resets it, which gets rid of the 0, but then it it resets it back to 0, so it undoes your manual rotation that you've done in order to get it to let's do that. So now they are, for all intents and purposes, identical. And so now when you do this, it acts as expected, and you get correctly symmetrizing across the armature itself its x-axis. So hopefully, if you're running into this problem, that helps you understand why it's happening and how you can sort of quickly identify it without having to, like I say, go into here, turn on axes, and then turn them back off again, and blah blah blah. You can sort of at a glance go, it's aligned wrong. You also know, because when you look at the in object mode, when you have the rig itself selected, you'll see up here these are not all 0, and you want them to be 0. So again, hopefully that helps you. And I was going to show a quick example of how this works with weight painting, but I'd just be repeating myself, because basically once you've got these are sort of stand-ins for the character mesh, but once you've got these parented to the armature, if you apply the rotation to the armature, these might get funny rotations. And again, all you have to do is you just Control A, apply the rotation, make sure everything's set to 0, and you want the scale at 1, and then if everything's at 0 in the rig and the mesh, and you've got it in the center of the world, and you turn on weight painting, and you turn on x-axis mirror in the top right up there, and then you go, because it's heel right weight, so paint, 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 and then there you go, heel left has been painted there. So mirroring is working, as you can see across this, and hopefully that helps.